Hey, 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 ho. Hi, 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 ho. Hey, 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 ho. Mew, we're going to make a basket in the classroom. And this is the start. This is the belly button. You never take out the belly button. And so this is the weaver. So you tell me when to stop. Look, I'm unwinding it. I'm unwinding it. You tell me when to stop. I want you to notice how this start is made in a very special way. And it's only in the beginning that you get to have those weavers laying on top of each other. We call that parallel. If you notice when you're making the basket, it looks like that, it's laying on top of each other, then you need to go back, because what we want, teachers look very carefully, is an alternating stitch. So what you want is an alternating stitch. Look how uniform that looks. That's what you want the basket to look like. If at any time it is laying on top of each other like my 3 fingers and not alternating, then you have a situation that you need to fix, and you'll just take it out until it's laying on top of each other is taken out. And so you're going over and under and over and under. You never separate the spokes. You go over and under. And after you go over and under, and you'll need to share, and sharing is caring, you know that, so you may only get to go around maybe 4 or 5 times, and then you hand it to your neighbor. But once you go around about 4 times, watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the X on the outside, and I'm going to push, pull, and I make it so that it looks like a floating jellyfish. Isn't that interesting? And what we do is we just continue it. I turn it sideways, watch what I'm doing, and I'm still going over and under. Sometimes I like to tell kids, go under the bridge and over the bridge, and you just go over and under and over and under. Watch my hands, just like that. And when we are done with that, what's going to happen is we're going to add another weaver. And I'm going to show you how to add that weaver, because that gets a little bit tricky. But what I want you to remember is that your basket is going to end up looking something like this. And so this is a finished basket. Oh, it's so fun to be here. We are on Los Rios Street, which is the oldest street in California, and I'm a 9th generation Rios descendant. So the home that I grew up in as a little girl is right next door. So you're going to hear kids laughing and screaming and all of that, because Zumars is a petting zoo, and that's where we're at today. And so we're just going over and under, and soon we're going to run out of the weaver. And once we run out of the weaver, we're going to have to decide, do we want white again, or do we want to add a little bit of the red? But for time, I think I'm just going to go ahead and add the white, because it's already ready for me to go. Now now you're not going to be this fast, of course, but I'm just trying to make it quick so that you could really see how wonderful it's going to be to make a basket in your classroom. So here you go, over and under, never skipping. You don't want to skip. You want to keep that alternating pattern. Now, there are going to be some pictures available of some very exquisite and beautiful baskets. And the one thing I want to talk about with those baskets is that as anthropologists and engineers began to really look at the baskets that my ancestors made and all Native Americans made throughout this country, but in this particular area would be the Saran and the Cahuilla, they realized that they were using a very high level mathematical theory, and my people didn't even know it. It was that instinctive information that was given to us. And we were using a very high mathematical theory called Fibonacci. Teachers, there is some information on Fibonacci and basket weaving. It'd be interesting for you to address that a little bit. You end up with this little pigtail right here. Push it in the basket. Now this is the spoke that we're working with. So I reach in here and I get my piece right like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add it, but there's a very special way that I'm going to add it. And it's a little tangled right now, but that's okay. It doesn't take long. And it must be wet. So you got to make sure that it's wet. Now watch very carefully. You push it in, and this one goes here. So you have an X, And look very carefully. This is over, this is under. The X is the under, and here's your over. Look at that really carefully, because that's really important. And then you continue your stitch. Once we get done with this weaver, we're actually going to be finished. Now, I want to teach you a little basket song. Everyone say awahuna. 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 Hey na, hey na. And I'm going to sing this song for you. It goes like this. Awahuna, 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 hey na, hey na. Awahuna, 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 hey na, hey na. Awahuna, 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 hey na, hey na. I bet you could sing that even without Miss Jackie. And you can only imagine that we didn't have a radio and we didn't have a television, so often we entertained our own families with songs, and songs were very important in our culture. And so I'm almost finished with this one, and I'm going to end this basket a little small, but that's all right. You can add about 3 weavers will make a very nice basket. And so now that I'm finished, because I only have 6 inches left, I'm going to start anywhere, right? Follow me. And I'm going to push this inside, and watch what I'm going to do. This one is going to go behind this spoke here and inside the basket. This one here and inside the basket. I go all the way around. I go all the way around. Behind and inside. Behind and inside. All the way around. It's almost like a little braid, really. And once we do this, now if you had a lot of left over, these spokes, then you almost have a lacy look on top, which I think is pretty. You bring all these spokes up just like that. You're going to dip it in the water. You have to, and you're going to push it down again, because you need to, so it'll sit. And look what you have, this beautiful basket. And everyone in the classroom touched it. Now my suggestion, teachers, is I let children earn points, or maybe their name goes in the basket, for some great paper that they do, or maybe even some random act of kindness to another student, or being a good caretaker of Mother Earth. Their name goes in the basket. And at the end of the year, someone's name is going to be called, and they get to go home with the basket. That's my suggestion. But in the meantime, I'm really glad that you'll be able to touch a basket and touch our history and make history come alive. Ama. Hi, hi, ho. Hey, 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 ho. Hi, 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 ho. Hey, hey.